What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Dose of OJ. Today, it's a three-man crew. Myself, at JoshBUSN on Twitter. Owen_Watterson with two T's on Twitter. Don't forget that second T. And @_Alex Valadez joins us from sunny, probably never rainy, Los Angeles, California.
Yep. Still very sunny, not very rainy. Thank you for having me. Huge fan.
Yeah, I think I speak for Owen as well when I say that you are probably the first and only huge fan of our show. We have a lot of people.
Hey, don't give us some credit, man.
I was just about to.
Come on.
I was just about to say there's a lot of people that are like, "Hey, man, I like the show," but Alex is a huge fan.
But do you love the show? Do you live and breathe OJ?
I literally, as I'm listening to the podcast, whether it be at work or at home or on my drive home, I'm like talking back to you guys during your guys' segments, like to nobody listening. That's how into the show I am. So
yeah, and then
definitely love the show.
Sorry, I didn't understand what you said. And you're like, I wasn't talking to you. Stop listening to me. I don't know if that happens to you guys. It happens to me all the time.
It happened a little too often, so I turned off my Siri.
So
you just set off my Siri on my MacBook, by the way, Alex. Thanks for that.
My bad.
So starting off every show is a non-sports related topic, and today I like to keep these interesting, get the brain firing a little bit. If anybody listens in the morning,
not that Josh knows anything about his brain firing on all cylinders, but continue.
That's a fair point. I'm not even gonna argue about that. So the topic today is, if you, and this is not COVID related, this is like if everything was fine, you have to pick up and move tomorrow. Your state is not going to be a thing tomorrow. You can move anywhere though. Like, let's say the company you're working for is like, look, wherever you decide to go, we're paying for it. Money's not an issue. You're going to go there and you have a job there. Like, you have a source of income. So my question is, where would that be? Can be inside the United States, outside of the United States, wherever you want to go. Where are you going?
This is a good question.
Thanks,
Alex. I'll let you go first, though.
Yes. So this is a sidebar. I did ask if this was during the current times, because if it was during the current times, I'd say heck no to going over here. But it would be to New York, because our firm is thinking about moving out there, and I am going to throw my name in that hat as soon as it pops up. I work for an architecture firm, so business is booming over there. So I would love to go experience a different type of city life compared to what I have here in LA.
Would you be ready to just up and leave though? Like I know that
if they told you had to leave next week, would you be ready?
I could totally make that happen.
That's wild. Like, man, I don't know if I could do that now. Like, I'm mentally okay to be like, look, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna experience it. But I have to like work maybe you've done that already. Maybe you're like, look, LA's cool, but I gotta experience something different. I'm gonna go to New York. But like for me, it's like if a company was like, hey, look, we have an opening in Florida or we have an opening somewhere else, are you interested? I wouldn't be able to be like, yes. I'd be like, give me like a month to think about this.
That's a big time decision. But you also, you guys, Alex, I think you're single. Don't let me single you out here. I know Josh is.
No, I definitely am. That is also why it's probably a little bit easier, because I don't have to worry about another person in that regard. I'd imagine you with your wife, you'd have to be like, all right, April, we're going to New York.
Listen, first off,
what the hell are you talking about, baby? You don't make us decisions on both of us.
Was that your impersonation of a Southern accent? Was that what that was an attempt at?
A little, a little bit.
That was your yeehaw accent right there. Just
baby.
South Carolina twang.
Yeah.
First off,
it wasn't.
I'm going to say this.
It wasn't that good. I know.
I definitely want to move out of South Carolina at some point, but I don't give my state enough credit. Okay, listen. If you've never been to the great state of South Carolina, take out your biases of the people, because people here have some certain biases that I'm not particularly a fan of, but you can't help where you're from. But if you take all that away, South Carolina has some of the most beautiful mountains in the Blue Ridge Mountains you'll ever see in your life. I'm not talking about Myrtle Beach when I say this, but it has some of the best beaches you'll ever see in your entire life. If you only know South Carolina from Myrtle Beach and you go down there religiously, go somewhere else. Myrtle Beach sucks. Don't go there. But if I have to move anywhere, it's tough. It's tough because I love big cities, but I don't know if I want to live in a big city, right? Like I've been in New York on 3 occasions, and I love New York City. It was a great time, but those people would piss me off in about 2 weeks. I'd be ready to leave.
2 hours.
That's a good point. Walking around those streets, especially in Times Square, bumping into people that don't care, or I don't know. I'm so accustomed to everybody knows your name type thing, and to go to a place like that, it's a big culture shock. But if I have to move anywhere, can I say Charlotte? Like, am I allowed to say Charlotte? I just love the city of Charlotte a lot. I always have. If someone were to tell me I ended up there for the rest of my life, I'd be okay with it. Charlotte has the perfect mix. It's a big city, but it's not. It don't feel like a big city, but it is. It's got my favorite sports teams. Like, my life would be completely content and happy. I'd never want for anything if I lived in the city of Charlotte. So that's my pick.
Quick story about New York. I went there 2016 for an award ceremony. Came back with hardware, no big deal.
Nice. Good for you, Josh.
I got awesome, out of the cab. I got out of the cab from the airport.
Do you want a brownie?
A cookie would be nice. I get out of the cab, and we're staying a block away from Madison Square Garden. So, like, the amount of people is insane. So we get out. I grab my suitcase out of the trunk. I put it on the sidewalk, not to just sit there. I put it on the sidewalk first, and then I step up, and this dude on a Bluetooth, he looked like an investment banker, and he like has to move. Like, there was no contact involved. He moved a little bit to his right. He looked back at me. Excuse my French, everybody. Heads up on your ears.
Sorry, Mom.
He looked back at me and he goes, "What? You don't see me fucking walking here?" And I was like,
that was a pretty good New York accent impersonation.
Dude, but he like screamed it. And I was like, "Bro, what's your deal?" And
he's from New York. That's his deal.
And you know what's funny? Like, anyone who's never been to Chicago, people are like, "Oh, people from the Midwest, like they're rude. People in Chicago are rude." Nowhere near New York. Nowhere close. And I get it. Like, New York is just like, look, I got places to be. I don't have time to sit back and say sorry. I don't have time to do any of that. I get point A to point B. I get it. But, like, really? Like, if I was...
But I listen, I've thought about this, and to be fair to New York people, like you just said, there are way too many people that live in that city, and you gotta be one track minded. Like, I gotta be here. I don't care who's in my way. I'm hitting your shoulder. I'm walking past you. Like, you gotta have that mindset.
Well,
I had to for the few days I was there.
Though. Yeah, I want to make that clear though, that, like, I think they're rude, but I'm also, like, not gonna sit here and hate on them because I get that lifestyle. Like, I understand it. The 3 days that I spent in New York, awesome. Like, I would do it again. I think I just had a bad taste in my mouth because literally the second we got there, I got yelled at. So
this is the most New York thing that could have happened to you, really, though. I mean, let's be honest.
Like, it's a great story. I love telling it because people are like, "Wow, really, that happened?" And yeah. But
just sounds so New York.
It really is. It really is. My pick would actually be... Okay, so hear me out, because you're going to be like, that's one of the most boring picks I've ever heard. My pick would be probably like Glendale, Arizona.
That's a really random pick.
I actually can't hate on you for that. I actually graduated from Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, so I definitely feel you.
I've never been there, so I can't hate till I hear the details, but it sounds very out of the blue.
Okay, so we were really close with our neighbors that had to move out there for a new job. and they were like, you guys should come visit. So long story short, we go visit like 3 or 4 times, and they lived in
Mhm.
Glendale, and the weather is amazing. Um, it's actually it's compared to like California and places out west, it's actually pretty cheap to live. And the amount of things there are to do is insane. And I pick Glendale because you have the Mariners spring training facility, you have the White Sox spring training facility. There's like 3 or 4 other teams in Glendale, and then in Scottsdale there's a couple more, and then you have the Arizona Cardinals, you have the Arizona Coyotes, the Diamondbacks, you have the Suns, which that's debatable, but there's so many like you don't have any shortage of sports, and the weather's always awesome. I just I don't understand. Like that's my perfect. That's
Do
a
you have an
perfect
Do you
world.
have an honorable mention second? Because I have one.
I got to think about that. Alex, do you have a second one?
Yeah, give me a quick second. I'm pretty sure I could pull one
I'll
up.
I'll go first on mine while you guys think about it for a second. My honorable mention, secondly, is Colorado. Uh,
That's
I don't
one.
I don't have a specific area in Colorado. I don't just want to say Denver because I know if I was in Denver and I saw the Broncos stadium, I'd probably cry just about every night. You know, Super Bowl 50 still haunts my dreams. Jericho Cotcher caught it, and Von Miller sucks. Um,
Have you ever
but
been
that's
to
not.
Denver?
No, I've always wanted to go to Colorado for a few reasons. One of them, which I'm not going to state on the air, but
Ah.
Uh,
um,
nice. Yeah.
despite all that, the mountains, the Rockies. I mean, I'm sure the air would take some getting used to. As far as it's called the Mile High City for a reason.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I've never been there. I'm sure it's really thin. But as far as the scenery, the people I've heard are great. I've had friends that have gone out there for summers and worked, and I haven't heard anything but good things about Colorado. I've actually thought about having my bachelor party in Colorado. I've had some friends bring that up, so idea in the works.
Dude,
But
listen, I'm
yeah,
telling you. So I went to Colorado. I've only been there once. I was there for 5 days, and it was awesome. Like it was unbelievable. I went to a Rockies game. Downtown Denver is the place, dude.
is it really?
It 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 was so fun. And
I do
but
know
when
they're
I
very
went,
big sports fans over there.
and when I went, I couldn't even drink. So now I want to know what it's like to like the bar scene. I want to know what that's like in Denver. Um, but yeah, they're gigantic sports fans. So that's a great number two. I think for mine, man, I honestly like Switzerland. Why not?
Switzerland's a good pick. Switzerland's a good pick. That might be my third. If I could get a Swiss passport just as like backup in case this country just decides to shit the bed. What's wrong with being in Switzerland? You're never gonna get attacked ever. The first thing they tell you about Switzerland in history class is nobody's gonna attack you. Why
Like
wouldn't you want to be in Switzerland?
so I that answer stems from I'm a huge hockey fan for anybody who doesn't know.
It's also very hard to get a Swiss passport, by the way.
I listen to so many like hockey podcasts, like Spittin' Chicklets, shout out Barstool, and a couple other ones. But every time they have somebody on that talks about playing hockey in Switzerland, they're like,
Mhm.
it's the most beautiful country that they've been to. I know you can't comment on this, but they always say the women there are beautiful, and like it's just a laid back kind of country. And I'm like, that's sounds amazing. They love hockey, beautiful scenery. What's better? Like,
No, nobody ever bothers them. I mean, what more could you ask for, really?
right.
So I like that pick. Alex, you got an honorable mention?
I do. It's kind of similar in the boat to your first one, as in it's close, but it's not that close. But San Diego, I've definitely fought myself multiple times to move out there just because of the different lifestyle, the different type of city experience. It's not as big, a little bit more beach life. Business, like, my career definitely kind of makes me pivot a certain way, and it definitely would benefit me to go out there too. So, yeah, I definitely think a lot about that, which is why I don't have a cool like European one.
Is it really that much different from LA though? It's not that far, is it?
I heard it's
I
tough.
mean, California's a big state though, so I might be underestimating.
It's a completely different vibe. Like the type of people that you see out in LA are not going to be very similar to the ones you see in San Diego. It's a lot more laid back in San Diego, whereas LA is more of like a bougie scene, I guess you'd want to say.
I
In
couldn't live
some
in
parts,
LA. I'm
obviously.
not sure how you do it. I've never been there,
Uh,
but I don't know that I want to. I'm gonna be honest.
well, like you guys said in that one episode, those taco trucks are undefeated.
Ooh, that's a
It's
good point, man. That's a good
so
point.
we've been on this specific discussion for a minute now, but and we'll move on, I promise. But like now I
Now I
want
just
to
want to go
know.
out there for a taco.
Now I
Can you
want
it's
ship
worth
me a
it.
taco, Alex?
You know what? I think there is a way for me to ship it and it get to you somewhat decent. You know what I mean?
It's still
I'm
hot.
down. I'm down for that. Or just like I'll send you some money and tell your taco truck guy to be like, hey, I need you to go make a quick trip to South Carolina. Let my guy try your tacos, and then you can come back. I'll pay you for it. It's just it's like a 4-day drive.
Like a $3,000 taco.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see if it's worth it.
It definitely wouldn't be worth it. Sorry. So I want to
The
know
tacos are pretty damn good.
I want to know though. So like this is probably a stereotypical question, but you met any famous people in LA? Like anything
Good question.
worthy?
I have. I actually do a lot of work with celebrities. See, here's the thing. I don't know if I should be saying it out loud, but a I've definitely met Kardashians, and I have been in the background of one of their episodes.
What?
Really? Dude, why didn't I know about this?
That's awesome.
Now you're
How
giving
did
me
you
a
just-
reason to want to go
technically
watch
can't say-
Keeping Up with the
You
Kardashians.
just sabotaged his career on Dose of OJ.
Right. Oh my gosh.
That's
And
amazing.
then
Like
that
so when I don't know, Steve, like for me here in Chicago, like I've met hockey players and athletes and things like that, but it's never like oh my god, I can't believe this is who I met. It's just like, yeah, met Patrick Kane or Adam Burrish or somebody.
Look, not the shit on your Kardashian, but I have met Michael Kidd Gilchrist at a Chipotle in Charlotte. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying that it's any better than a Kardashian. I haven't met Kimba when he was still in Charlotte. I saw Kimba, stopped at the same gas station as Kimba. I didn't say anything to him because I've read a lot about him. I've read from people that have like bombarded him in public, and it didn't really go well. So I respected his privacy. I didn't say anything to him, even though I really wanted to. But I haven't met too many famous people. Also saw this is an embarrassing story, but I'll tell it since we're talking about meeting famous people. I think it was 2 football seasons ago. It was early in the season. I went to Charlotte with my cousin. We went to the Panthers-Bengals game. I want to say it was like week 2 or 3. It was really early in the year. And later that night, we were driving around uptown Charlotte, and sure enough, we had the windows down, blasting music, typical teenager stuff. And we were going down the street, and I see someone with a hat on and a foxtail behind his pants. And I'm like, who the hell is this guy walking down the street? Sure enough, we get beside him. It's Cam fucking Newton.
oh my gosh.
Walking down the street, and I literally said, Jamie, that's my cousin's name, Jamie. I was like, pull over right now, and we pulled over like Main. This is on like,
Dude, that's how you get your shit rocked.
this is literally like in the middle of uptown Charlotte. Like it was later at night, so there wasn't a lot of traffic. But he swerved to the side. I'm sure we scared the hell out of Cam Newton. We pulled over to the side, and I pulled my head out the window. I was like, Cam, is that you? And no, I didn't get to talk to Cam Newton because I kind of looked like a stalker that day. But
Yeah. That's how you get hospitalized.
But
Dude.
yeah, I saw the infamous foxtail. If you guys remember that, I'm not sure if you do,
man,
but
yeah.
Had
But
the
like,
brim hat and the foxtail on that day.
So Alex, for you, it's just like it's probably to the point. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, you work with famous people every single day, but is it to the point where it's like, okay, like let's say it was like, I don't know, John Stamos. I'm just throwing a name out there.
Here,
like,
let me hint to you a few of them so I don't just directly say it, see if that's a loophole. I did work with and interact with a former NFC North linebacker with long blonde hair.
What's his name?
It rhymes with Smash.
Clay Matthews.
Yeah.
Smash Matthews.
For you though, is it like just another? It's just another work day. Like you're not. Like, there's no like, oh my god. It's just like, hey, what's going on? Like we're here to get some work done for you.
I mean, inside my body, I'm probably like screaming like a little fangirl, but
Oh my god,
I like
Well, you
my
have to
boss definitely
present some
media
sort of
trained me.
professionalism.
Yeah, like my boss basically like not media trained me, but basically like, hey, you got to keep it cool, and then we can keep on having you meet people. I also met now this one again. Whoever gets it, do the same thing Josh did but I also
Sorry.
met a legendary running back for a Los Angeles franchise with horns.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's who I'm talking. I think it's
Yeah.
who I'm thinking of, but I'm not. I got you.
Guys,
Yes.
that's unbelievable. Like I've met. I've met Pete Rose, and like
Oh, that is
I
awesome.
wasn't like struck at all.
Did you tell him that he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame?
No, he yelled at me.
Oh,
Oh,
you should have yelled back. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
I would
see,
love to do that.
if I would have been able to get into like a fuck you match with Pete Rose, oh my, that would have been the greatest day of my life. And it wouldn't be because I don't dislike Pete Rose, but just to be able to like get in a screaming match with Pete,
Just to say that you
freaking
did
Rose,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure,
Just say that you did it.
for sure. All right, do you guys want to move on? I feel like this I feel like this is
Oh man, my bad.
bit of a long
Trending topics. The new segment here on Dos OJ. Trending topics. Josh, do you want to go first with your trending topic of
Absolutely.
the day of the last couple days?
So it's from today because yesterday to me it was like whatever. So I saw this trend and I'm like, I don't want to get political, but I think this is hilarious. So on Twitter, golfing Trump was trending, and I'm like, what's this about? So I click on it, and it's like Donald Trump spotted in Virginia golfing when he said that he would promise to stay home after canceling his trip to New Jersey to go to his other golf course. So I just thought that was funny, but I want to kind of veer off on the side of the road on this topic to talk about golf specifically, because when I was younger, golf was stupid. Like, if it was on TV, it was nap time. And no chance that you would see me with golf clubs. No chance would you had to twist my arm to go play mini golf. I thought it was so boring. Now, I love it. I love it. Like I enjoy hearing people's golf stories. I enjoy
Golf is underrated, man. You have to appreciate the sport to appreciate watching the sport.
Honestly. So yeah, that's my trending topic. Whatever you want to think about Trump, I just think it's funny how he's like, you know what? Like in his head, he's probably, I'm the fucking president. I can go golf when I want. And he just goes. And everybody's like,
Presidents golf all the time. Like it's strange how much the presidents golf, and it's religious. They all do it. I've never seen a president that hasn't had some sort of big golfing. I don't know. I know they probably have way too many. Well, not way too many, but a lot of Secret Service members out there while they're going. But my trend of the day, something you guys might not get because I know you're older. But this was a popular show when I was in like middle school. Maybe it was a Disney show. Do you guys know the show Good Luck Charlie? No, Good Luck Charlie. Do you guys know what that is?
Good Luck Charlie. Yeah, I had a crush on the actress.
Which one?
The main one.
What's her name? Bridget Mendler, I think.
Sure, something like that. I don't know the blonde.
Something like that. So you know the girl that played the mom?
Mm-hmm.
So she was trending on Twitter today.
That's never good.
She she responded to Joe Biden's tweet. Yeah, I'm trying to. I swear to God, I had this.
Was this for supporting his candidacy?
No, she responded to a Joe Biden tweet about wearing masks, and she said, "No, thank you. It's not the law, just an overreaching suggestion, but you do you." And of course, that went ballistic on Twitter. And people said, "Look, if this is how you're wanting to live in the world, good luck, Charlie. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So that was my favorite Twitter trend of the day, seeing my childhood come back because a mom in a show that I watched 7 years ago just randomly started trending on Twitter. So
amazing. I wonder what she's doing now.
I don't know. Not acting.
In anything? I don't know.
I don't know.
By vlogging.
Vlogging? Yeah, she's a YouTuber, just like everybody
She's
else.
got 450K followers on Twitter. Probably not as many as she had the other day after this tweet, but there's that.
Alex, you got a topic?
Yes, going in lines with childhood. I don't know how you guys are about like Marvel and DC and the whole comic book revival in terms of movies, but Michael Keaton, I guess, is getting his a role as the old Batman in a Flash movie, which for a comic book nerd like myself, I am
That's a big
super
deal.
hype about it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's pretty cool. I didn't know about that.
yeah. I wonder. I don't know if you guys watch those DC movies, but they have been through the ringer in terms of like how successful they've been. I mean, the Marvel franchise has taken the cake and set the gold standard, and now DC just can't even put a movie out without being completely torn apart.
DC has listen. I know a lot of people say nowadays. I'm a big comic book fan too, by the way. So I'm there with you, Alex. That's pretty cool. But as far as comic books themselves go, taking completely out the movies, DC is better as far as the comic books, the characters
Far
as a whole,
superior.
far superior. But Marvel has a lot of people convinced that they are superior simply because of their movies. And I can't say that that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's been 12, 13 years running that they've been going with these movies now. Great movies. The fact that they all tied together, wound up getting the end game, and they're just going to restart the cycle and do it all over again. They have the formula, and I don't know why DC can't follow. They have the characters, they have the storylines in the comics, and they don't do it. They've rinsed and repeat actors for certain roles, and I don't know what the deal is with them. But DC definitely needs to step their movie game up. But seeing Michael Keaton, the old Batman, in a new movie portraying old Batman is going to be the coolest thing.
So, but like, okay, so, and I'm not talking about, yeah, I'm not talking about movies. I'm talking about the character in general. Who's your guys' favorite? Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. It's not close.
Are you talking about overall or just comics or like what?
No,
Because
just
that's
like
for
overall. Like if it just like a general, like if somebody was like, "Hey, Icebreaker, Batman, Superman, Spider-Man."
I'd say Batman, but Spider-Man's right under him, like right there.
Listen, Spider-Man, I think DC is better, but Spider-Man is hands down my favorite comic book character. He's the most relatable. His powers are dope. He's smart as hell. He's got Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy. I mean, come on.
So for
Yeah.
that reason, yes, you're correct. So I would say Spider-Man's a disgustingly close number 2, but Batman is also mine. Just because
I can respect the Batman pick, though. I can respect the Batman pick. Spider-Man was a big part of my childhood.
that, and it's
I
look.
grew up with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, and that's what kind of propelled me into reading comics and all the stuff.
The Batman line, whoosh, and you're like, yep, it's Batman. That he's gonna fuck you up real quick if you don't tell him where she is. So yeah.
If you don't tell him where Rachel's at, man, he's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, where's Rachel?
Oh man. Okay, real quick sidebar. You guys know who Bat Dad is?
I feel like I've seen.
Vine.
Was he like a Vine? Yes, I've seen
Oh,
those
okay.
vines.
Then I remember
before.
him. Yeah. Okay.
I've seen those vines. Do you guys have a favorite comic book movie?
No, I don't. I'm not a huge comic guy.
No, Alex. I'm sure you
Yeah.
got an opinion on this. I
Damn,
want to say exclude The Dark Knight too, because that's most people's bona fide number one.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard if you're gonna take those out. I would probably say Civil War, just because. Well, here's the thing. The reason Endgame is even in this conversation is just because of the scene where all the superheroes pull up out of nowhere.
Dude, the Avengers Assemble moment in theaters was one of the greatest things. I was there on opening night. The entire crowd got up and cheered. It was a great experience. Great fan experience.
I thought you were gonna say I was there on opioids.
Same thing, right?
Oh, sorry.
Oh man, I have a story about how I watched that movie, and it was a stressful night.
My favorite superhero movie is Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man 2. It's so good.
I know you said like excluding it, but Dark Knight is probably that's probably it.
Dark Knight is my second to Spider-Man 2. With Doc Ock, you remember that? The movie is
Oh yeah.
fantastic. Movie
Dark
is
Knight, I have it
fantastic.
right. Like Dark Knight, Bane, right? Dark Knight, Bane.
Dark Knight, the best Dark Knight movie was the one with Joker, with
Yeah.
Heath Ledger.
Yes.
Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
The one with Bane was the third one, I believe, right?
God, okay. I don't know. I'm asking you guys.
I think so. Well, I might have to look that up. It's been a while. I uh I had to stop buying comic books for a while just because of time. It was just taking up too much time. So I was like, all right, what?
When I moved out of
I,
my parents' house, I had to sell mine. I was in the same boat. I bought way too many, never read all of them, and just had to get rid of them. But moving on a little bit, back to sports. We spent a lot of time not talking about sports, which I'm sure you guys don't mind. We have a good time here on Dose of OJ. MLB announces that defending World Series champions, the Washington Nationals, and the best team in the MLB, the New York Yankees, are going to be playing on opening day. How do you guys feel about that? About just the schedules in general, because the NBA released its schedule for opening day. When they come back on the 30th, the Lakers and the Clippers are coming back. Whole lot of actual dates and times being set for these games, and it's making me way too excited because I feel like I'm just going to be let down.
I'm definitely excited, but I am a wee bit anxious because of the little
There with you.
reports here and there of hearing some players testing positive. It's just starting to get the eerie feeling that it's just going to be a tease that all these scheduled games. But I'm banking and hoping that we get these games going and not at the cost of public health. You know.
Did you guys see Jabari Parker? First off, he tested positive for COVID, and then TMZ caught a picture of him today. I think it was today or yesterday, out in public playing tennis without a mask on after he got confirmed positive with COVID.
So I have a thought about like when people, because he came out and said like pretty much right when everybody found out that he had it, he was like, yeah, I mean, I'm obviously still planning on going to Orlando. And there were some people that were like, oh, no way, you can't go to Orlando. And it's like, wait a second, like, this is like 4 weeks out of being in Orlando, so he's gonna be fine. The tennis one, so like, was he playing with people?
The only picture I saw on TMZ was just a picture of him with the tennis racket in his hand. But you're not playing tennis by yourself. Had to be at least one other person.
Okay, but like they have those machines that shoot the ball at you.
Yeah, is Jabari Parker really going out in public with COVID to play tennis by himself with the machine? I mean, let's be real. Good, I guess if you want to look at it that way.
And even still, like I made this comment on a past stream, like tennis, I don't see any reason tennis can't come back. Or they might already be back, but I'm saying like I don't see any super real concern with tennis players. You're so far apart. If you serve, you're really not touching the ball. You're hitting
Even
with
the
a
ref
racket.
is far apart from him.
And
The
yeah,
line
the
judge,
ref
I
is
guess.
at the judge is at center court, and if the ball like goes past you, you get another one.
True.
Just-
True.
For
I don't know.
TMZ,
I'm just saying.
he was with a friend.
He was, per TMZ, he was with a friend. See? That's what I'm saying. Why would he go out in public and just play tennis with the machine, Josh?
Maybe
He going to play tennis with the machine?
Maybe his boy had COVID too.
Oh my god, that doesn't make it better.
If he didn't, he definitely does now.
Well, what are they going to do? Give it to each other? They already got it.
The man wasn't even wearing a mask. That's the whole point.
Why?
It's like he didn't care.
He's 100 feet away.
Yeah, but he's out in public with COVID, and he's Jabari Parker.
In
He's an
public.
NBA player.
What does public mean? Like they're on a tennis court.
I'm just saying, man.
Maybe
Not the best look for Jabari Parker.
Maybe that photo is misleading. Maybe he had a mask on, but you're not.
No, the picture was of his face.
Yeah,
didn't have a mask on.
No, maybe he had a mask on, and then when he started playing tennis, he took it off. Nobody wants to breathe into a mask when they're playing tennis.
We're throwing out way too many hypotheticals here.
I'm sticking up for Jabari. I'm Team Jabari on this.
I'm not. Look, I know we can both be Team J, but we're not both Team Jabari here. I'm sorry. Who's winning versus the Nats and the Yankees on opening day?
Definitely the Yankees. Sorry.
Yeah.
You don't think
Yankees.
You got the Yankees? You don't think Juan Soto is going to come through? And
I love Juan Soto.
I do
too.
I
do too. I don't get the hate for him I see online.
No, so he's like I think people don't like him because he's just a cocky rookie. He's a cocky rookie. But like
that's that's why I
the
love
game
players like
needs
Tim
that.
Anderson, man. Like those guys that are passionate. Like Tim Anderson, I'm not a White Sox fan. I love him. There's just the energy on the field. Those when he
Well,
pimps the
it's the same thing with like Ronald Acuna. That's why I love him so much too. The energy, the passion for the game. And when I hit a home run, I'm gonna do the best bat flip you've seen all season up until this point. Just
So
stealing the bases, like all of it, man.
I used to I used to pitch, and I feel like I can really put myself in the mindset of a major league pitcher. Not like I've played in the majors or anything close, but like I've given up home runs before. And the only thing I don't like is like the real slow trot around the bases. Like the real slow
Like
trot.
way extra slow. I'm gonna
Right.
rub it in your face, run around the
Right.
bases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like flip the bat, dude. I don't care. Do a front flip before you start running. I don't care.
Yeah, man. You just cranked one out of the park. Do your bat flip, but no more. You've earned your bat flip.
Yeah, I mean, like
Also,
don't like don't like run around the bases on your hands. Like don't be weird. But like you can
best bat flip you've ever seen live on TV. Do you have one?
Jose Batista.
The
yeah, I
one
was
with
gonna
the
say
Blue
that. I
Jays. I
watched
was
that.
gonna say that one
When
too.
That was epic.
Threw that thing like 17 yards.
He had one hand under the bat and literally watched it and tossed it as far as he could. That was one of the greatest baseball moments I've seen live in a long time. I loved watching that. I had to ask that question. Lakers Clippers opening night. I forget who the other opening night team is. Is it Utah and New Orleans? Maybe something like that. How'd the schedule pulled up?
Don't remember.
We'll have to
But
look
as
that up.
far while you look that up, Lakers Clippers. I like the Clippers' longevity, but I think the Lakers and LeBron, I think they're going to be too amped to come back and play. I got to go Lakers in that one.
Do you think, Alex, this is more of a question for you. Do you think Avery Bradley is a big loss for the Lakers now that he's not coming to Orlando?
I think so. The days before the pandemic hit and everything started closing out, Avery Bradley had a game against the Clippers. Like he just exploded. Like he got his confidence in his 3-point stroke. He was playing defense with a lot more energy. I mean, I think if the season didn't stop, I think Avery Bradley wouldn't have been like a top scorer or anything, but he would have been a great guy off the bench to just. I love the way he played that game. I was cheering during that game like it was a playoff game at my house. It was such a good time.
I will put this out there to the Avery Bradley sucks. I'm mad you're not coming to Orlando thing. The Lakers have played 14 games without Avery Bradley before the stoppage, and they were 13-1 without him. So I will just put that out there. The Lakers, despite what everybody thinks, are a lot deeper than people like to think. Just because the Clippers are very deep doesn't mean the Lakers are. They just don't have as many big names, but they have good contributors. So I think the Lakers are going to come out with a lot more energy. LeBron is ready. He's hungry. It feels like. I hope.
He's going to drop 40.
I hope so, man. I feel bad for LeBron. I don't want to say I feel bad for him, but I think this was his season, one of his last ones to really make a deep run. Depending on how things go with the Lakers next year. But he's 35. They're the first in the West, and then this happens. I don't know. So LeBron's going to feel one of two ways coming back into this. Either he's not going to be as excited about it because there's no fans, like he said before, or he's going to be like, okay, screw you guys. I'm sick of the talk. Let's get out here. Let's play. I'm going to show you why I'm still the best in the world. And that's the LeBron I hope that we see.
Yeah, no, I agree. And then, by the way, just for the notes, so the other game is the Pelicans and the Raptors.
The Raptors. That'll be a good game, man. People are sleeping on the Raptors in the East, by the way. Nick Nurse, Coach of the Year, by the way. Coach of the Year.
Win like 14 in a row.
The Raptors, I think it was something like that because it was when they were wearing the scarves. Alex, do you remember the scarves thing with the Raptors? They were all wearing scarves to the games and pregame. It was like a thing for a while where they were on that winning streak.
Kept setting new franchise records like with every win. So
Pascal Siakam is going to be a superstar.
Oh, 100%.
He's already almost there. So, I don't know. I love the Raptors. That should be a good game, by the way. I'd like to see how the Pelicans come out. They have a pretty easy schedule, the Pelicans do. These 8 games that they have to play before the play-in stuff to get actually into the playoffs. So, Pelicans are a team to look out for. I think the NBA is going to try and do as much as they can to get them and Zion into the playoffs. So, something to talk about. But Under Armour In UCLA, Under Armour just recently terminated a 15-year, $280 million contract with the University of California, Los Angeles. So not the biggest news, but that's a pretty big contract for a college team. So something to talk about.
Look, I'm
And
upset.
something I
Go
I'm sorry,
ahead.
go ahead. And something I read, it was something along the lines that they didn't feel like they were getting their quote unquote like money's worth out of the university in terms of like marketing or something.
That's what I read on ESPN too, that they paid for marketing benefits that the school wasn't really compliant with, and that's why they were able to terminate the contract, is because they weren't giving them their share, I guess. What I don't know the contract specifics, obviously, but a $280 million contract is a big deal, and I'm sure a lot of brands are going to be out to get UCLA. I know they're not the best college football program, but they are a Los Angeles school, easy to get recruits. What, they got Chip Kelly out there now, right, at UCLA, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know. It's going to be a bidding war. One of the reasons I wanted to talk about this, because as you know, if you listen to the show, I am a South Carolina fan. South Carolina is an Under Armour school, has been for as long as I can remember. I forget what they even were before Under Armour, to be honest. It's been that long. I don't know. Maybe Adidas? I can't remember. It's been a minute since Under Armour has been the sponsor for South Carolina. I would love to see something different. It's been the same. I don't know. Ever since Will Muschamp's been there, he's kind of changed up. They let the seniors pick the uniforms before the games. It's pretty cool. They do this whole battle armor thing on Friday before games. South Carolina has one of the best social media teams in all of college football. I'll go ahead and put that out there. So give them a follow on Twitter. I promise you will not regret it. But I think it affects South Carolina because, like I said, they've been an Under Armour school for a long time. One of their bigger schools, before Texas Tech got to the Final Four, South Carolina was, I think, the only Under Armour school to ever make it to the Final Four. So big deal. They never got any new uniforms for them or anything. But I'm curious to see if this continues to happen with other schools. But if it was a marketing issue and it was all UCLA's fault, maybe it's a one-time thing. So I guess we'll see.
Can you imagine somebody giving you $280 million and then being like, you know what? I need that back.
It's a lot of money. Also, speaking of money, I've been watching Breaking Bad again recently. Have you guys seen Breaking Bad?
I tried to get into it. I didn't make it past the first couple episodes. Too slow of a start.
What?
Yeah.
Come
so
on,
Alex,
you've
seen all of it, right? Alex, you've seen all of it?
I've seen every single episode, yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. This is my second time watching it through. April, I've been trying to get her into Breaking Bad for as long as I can remember, dude. I love Breaking Bad. I was on the same boat as you, Josh. It took me a minute to get into it. The first time I watched it, I watched the first 5 episodes and was like, fuck this, I'm not watching it anymore. But once I got past the first season and really got into it, like the way Vince Gilligan and that show was able to tie everything from the beginning all the way into the end is insane. Something I've never seen done before on another show.
I shouldn't have to wait out an entire season to be like, now it's good.
Yeah, but it's only like 10 episodes. I'm telling you, it's worth it for the rest of the show.
You act like I don't have
the rest of the show. It's worth it. But we're in the final season right now. I think she's got like 10 episodes left, maybe. And after the 4th season, Alex, I'm not sure if you remember what happened at the end of the 4th season when a certain big someone got blown up.
Yes.
Right after we had watched the end of that season finale, April was like, well, where do they go from here? They could have ended it right there, and everything would have been fine. I was like, oh, you just wait. You just wait.
Yeah.
What about
you just wait.
Same realm as Breaking Bad. What about Ozark?
I love Ozark.
Oh,
it took me a second to get into Ozark too.
There.
My show.
You need to watch Ozark.
There
if
yet.
you like Breaking Bad, you'll like Ozark, Alex. I'm serious. It takes a second. It's similar to Breaking Bad for me, but once you get into the main thick of things and Ozark, it's good. And the last season that they just came out with, the season finale, was kind of pissed me off because I don't want to wait another year for the next season because of it. So, but that's what they do. It's these shows. They release all these episodes at once, so they got to make you wait at least some sort of time.
So my response to the Ozark thing, please don't kill me for the second part of this statement, but I haven't. It's not for a lack of trying that I haven't seen Ozark. It just I haven't gotten to it yet. I barely watched The Office in its entirety during the quarantine.
I knew you were about to say that. I knew
man.
something. I don't know why. I had an itching feeling someone was about to come up about The Office. I have a sixth sense when it comes to The Office, I feel like. Whenever somebody's about to bring it up, I just know. Do you just not like The Office, Alex? Is
No,
that
no,
really what
no.
it is?
I had never watched it before, and then I was like,
Oh,
oh, I finally have time. Let me just watch it since we're quarantined. And then as I started watching it, I was literally texting my friends. I was like, you guys are so right. This show's amazing, you know?
okay.
Isn't
Well,
it funny?
see.
Like quick sidebar, like that reminds me of when somebody finds a song that came out like 5 years ago and they send it to you and you're like, bro, just found this new track. And you're like, that came out in 95.
I've done that. I've
Uh,
done that before too. But I feel like half the time when I do that, the people that I'm bringing it up to didn't know about it to begin with, because most of the people I deal with are uncultured swines.
One of my buddies does that to me all the time. He'll send me a song like, oh, not sure if you heard this, but it's so good. And I'm like, yeah. I've heard it like 175 times now.
Josh, you're a country guy, aren't you? You're a
I am a
country
country
guy.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite genre?
Yeah,
Genre.
it's country and then it's rap. And then sometimes I like to dabble a little bit. I bring myself back to like middle school, high school days and listen to alternative.
What kind of alternative?
So like when I was back in school, I listened to like We the Kings, All Time Low, Good Charlotte.
Oh my God, I have good story about Good Charlotte.
The
When
Main.
Domain's a good one. I like We the Kings. I love All Time Low. I'm big on rock. Like
Yeah.
the band that got me into rock was Green Day. Green Day is one of my favorite bands ever, and that kind of made me dive more into the genre, and that led me to older rock and things like that. But Good Charlotte, when I when I was younger, you know the song "The Anthem" by them, right? I think that's their most popular song. When we were younger, my mom had a burnout CD with all kinds of songs on it, and I swear every day before we'd go to school, me and my mom would listen to "The Anthem" by Good Charlotte all the time. I still know all the words to this day, and it has to be one of my all-time favorite songs. Great song, great band.
Yeah, I'm more on the hip hop R&B myself.
Who's your favorite artist, Alex? Let's discuss. Let's talk some music. We don't do that enough.
All right, so hip hop, I probably say J. Cole's an obvious one.
Dude, I love you.
Charlotte, but
Come on, dude.
real
Alex,
quick.
can you see the camera, Alex? Do you see
Yes.
this right here?
Yes, there you go.
You
Let's
see that?
go.
Josh, you can't see it. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Wait. Hold this real quick. I'm gonna bring something that is an R&B band that I listen to that relates to the show. Hold on.
Okay, Alex will be back. Josh, the tattoo that I was showing him. So I don't know if you listened to much of J.
I didn't
Cole.
know you were inked.
I have a sleeve on my left arm.
Oh, that's dope.
See, Josh doesn't even know me, guys. But what the tattoo I was showing him.
An excuse.
Also, before you show it, can I take a guess as to what that is? I saw a bit of the cover. Is that Flower Boy?
Okay. No.
Okay.
It is a R&B group that started here in LA literally like maybe a year ago.
Mhm.
You guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
I bought the vinyl, but the group is called Emotional Oranges.
I need it. They have a Spotify.
Emotional. I would go stream Emotional Oranges. I have to go listen to these guys.
They're probably.
Oh my God!
gosh.
Can we get their lead singer? Wait, is it one guy? Is it multiple guys?
It is a woman and a man. So
Yep,
A
do
woman
it.
and a man.
Maybe-
We need to get
maybe
both of
we
these
can
people
see-
on the podcast.
We can see if they can. We can see how much they're going to charge for a theme song. Like we got to do this.
Oh, you know what?
An emotion.
Since they're fairly new, I still I messaged them, but when they were still fairly new, so I'm pretty sure they'll respond to me, so I could send them a message now that they've kind of blown up a little bit.
100%.
Do it.
100%.
Perfect. We'll do that. But yeah, Josh, the tattoo that I was showing Alex, I have one of J. Cole's earlier albums, Born Center, has the little silver devil. It's got a crown on top. So the crown that was on top of the little devil's head, it was in gold. I have it in black, but I have that crown tattooed, the Born Center crown.
So quick little tattoo situation. So my brother's got a bunch. I don't have any.
I have like 18.
So for a hot second, and I mean a second, I was sitting there one day, and okay, I'm just gonna admit this. I can't work out anymore for a few different reasons, but when I did work out in college, like I was a decent size.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, how dope would it be to get a sleeve? Like I would look like such a badass.
I love mine.
That's as far as it went. But I was like,
Hurts like a son of a bitch, though.
so that's the thing. The thought was, how cool would it be to have a sleeve? I think it would look really dope. And then I was like, nah, I'm not. I don't think I'm ready for the pain. Because there are
Listen,
people,
okay.
there are people that have told me that have tattoos in multiple areas that are like, yeah, it hurts when you start, and then it's it gets numb and you don't even feel it. And then there's people that are like, it hurts the whole way, like the whole time.
It really depends on the spot, though. Like there's some spots once they start going, it does kind of get numb, but then they're moving around different areas. So to me it hurts the whole time, but it's bearable. And once you're done, especially after it heals, you're gonna go through a phase where you love it, and then about 3 months later, you're gonna start itching like, I want another one. I get another one.
In that needle, dude.
I don't.
There is, because like I remember when I first did it, it was like a little anxiety of like, all right, let's. I don't even want to see when the needle starts poking me, but it was soothing, and there are areas that are more sensitive than others. Like,
well, I'll give you one. Like, Alex, you see this one right here, the Statue
yes,
of Liberty.
right around here is where I'm.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
this one is tattooed in my arm ditch, like where you bend your arm. When they were tattooing right there, I wanted to cry. It was terrible. It's not fun, but once you see the end result, it's beautiful, man. It's good. It's a good time. I enjoy tattoos, but I'm only getting 2 sleeves, and that's it. I haven't even started on my right arm yet. I have a full arm of tattoos, and the other one doesn't have anything on it yet.
Yeah, I'm getting I'm working with my tattoo artist to design the half left sleeve, and then I'm gonna start the chest piece. So I'm starting from there and going this way.
See, I've thought about a chest piece, but I don't know that it really like suits me. I don't know. I feel like I'm an arms guy, but I'll get to that point, and then I'll see where I go from there. But more to J. Cole, because I don't want to talk about J. Cole more. I've been to 2014 Forest Hills Drive, by the way, Alex. If you didn't know,
gosh.
I've been to
You
the
have a
house.
picture?
It's deep in my camera roll. I'll send it to you later. I promise.
Awesome.
But I have a picture of the street sign that's on the back of like the actual hardcover album. On the back, it has the street sign where the house is at. It's in Fayetteville. If you didn't know, if anybody doesn't know, that's where J. Cole's from. That's where my dad and all my dad's side of the family lives. My dad's house is like 20 minutes from 2014 Forest Hills Drive. So I've been there. It was pretty cool. J. Cole was also, when they were rioting in Fayetteville, it was pretty bad, and he was out there in all of it. So
yeah, no, I saw him. I saw people post pictures of him out there. I love him to death. I saw him at that festival in Vegas, Day in Vegas, which he said it was his last show for a whole year. Which
I have never seen him live, and it's something that I have to do before I die. Also, the live version on Spotify or Apple Music, whatever it is, of 2014 Forest Hills Drive, it was at the high school that most of my cousins went to, Jack Britt in Fayetteville. He performed, the place that they graduated is called the Crown Coliseum, I believe. That live version of that album was performed there. That concert sold out, they told me, in like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because it's not that big. Like it's a pretty small venue, but because it was in Fayetteville, he did a show there, and it was, from what I've heard, and obviously on the album, it was electric. But maybe I should stop talking a little bit about J. Cole.
Well, before we end it, I'll be sure to send you some videos of him live, just so you get a teaser before you get the privilege of seeing him live.
Oh, I'd be more than happy. Josh, you got anything else for today?
I don't have anything else, but I am ready for this trivia situation.
Oh, I forgot about trivia. Okay, let's do it. Alex, I'm ready.
Okay,
Actually, I'm not ready because Josh is going first.
Wait a second. So, we got to explain the way we're doing it here. So usually we have just the guest appearance, but we're good friends with Alex, so we wanted to make sure that he was here for the whole episode. So we decided that Alex was going to come up with the trivia question, and before the show started, we had him think of a number between 1 and 10. I was the closest one, so the way this is going to work is Alex is going to ask the question. I'm going to get the first chance to answer it. If I get it wrong, then Owen has a chance, which I will, and then Owen has a chance, and then I believe
we'll have to see how it goes from there. We're kind of going on a whim here.
Yeah. Okay. So, Alex, the question.
I feel like I might have to give a little bit of
Okay, I'm kinda
of a
looking
hint,
at it.
but we'll talk about it. So let's go. So with the MLB season being shortened, I just got a quick stat up of the best 60-day performances. So which player in should I say the year just to kind of
I
give
think
an
you should
idea?
say the year. I think we're screwed without the year.
Yeah.
Which player in 2017 hit 33 home runs in a 60-day span?
Oh boy.
Yeah, this one's gonna be fun because it's gonna have to you're gonna have to go into the memory banks and then remember
Yeah,
who was hot in that
real
year.
hard. And that 2017 is an off year for me. Like I don't remember anything of 2017.
I'm trying to think too.
I'm gonna damn, this is wrong. I'm like 99% sure this is wrong, but I'm gonna go Giancarlo Stanton.
Are we gonna give Owen a chance to, or are we just gonna go?
No, Owen gets a shot because that's
Okay,
Who'd you say again, Josh?
Giancarlo Stanton.
You said Stan. Okay. 2017. Mike Trout. That's my guess.
all right. Here, let me preface a little sound effect real quick.
Battery 50%.
Oh, give me a sec.
That was a good sound effect. Battery 50%.
Let me.
Edwin's iPhone.
You know what? Damn it. You know what? I'm just gonna do it this way. All right.
So is he right? That's what I want to know.
All right. Owen,
Yes.
your answer is incorrect.
Damn it.
All right.
That sound
now-
effect was disheartening.
Yeah, a little bit. We had to wait for it, but it was kind of worth it, I guess.
All right, and then Josh. Oh, hold on. I'm sorry.
That's my victory music.
Wait, hold on. Oh man, I wish I would have had this better queued up.
Climactic.
I totally thought about this last minute.
Oh man.
Let's see, Josh. Were you right? Were you right?
You know what? I'm sorry. All right. Ding, ding, ding. Josh got it right.
So the Giancarlo Stanton one in 2017, if you still have it up, was he still on the Marlins?
In 2017, he was. Let's see. Yes, he was still on the Marlins.
Yeah, so that's the only thing that got me. That's the only reason why I said
Ready to connect.
Stanton, because I just remember him having this ridiculous last year in Miami,
He had 52 home runs that season, by the way.
and then they got rid of him. So
And now he's just injured all the time in New York.
yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
thing that I thought of. So that was lucky. So it's 6-5 now.
Damn it, Josh is getting closer, man. I'm talking all this shit. Josh is creeping up on me these past 4 episodes. I gotta step my game up. That was a tough question.
That was a great
Yeah.
question though.
I'm surprised you got that one right, Josh. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thanks, I appreciate that.
Thought it was appropriate with the announcements going on.
How I got through school, I guessed.
That's fair. That's
Hey,
fair.
if it works.
But as always, guys, thank you for listening to the Dose of OJ. This is going to wrap up today's episode. Alex, we appreciate you coming on. You're welcome back anytime. I'm sure the fans are going to enjoy this for sure, unless you're the only one that listens, because that'd be kind of embarrassing. But as always, follow us on Twitter at Owen_Watterson with 2 T's, not 1. If you type in 1 and ever find out about it, I'm blocking you on Twitter at JoshBUSN, because Josh USN was taken. And at _Alex Valdez on Twitter. And we will see you guys next time.